Like Kenny Rogers says, sometimes you got to know when to hold them and know when to fold them. So we're going to see what we're going to do from here. Hey everyone, welcome back. Okay, this is a video I wasn't going to do, but the more I thought about it, the more I thought it might be helpful to some people that might stumble across this video because of the title. So the beginning of February, I got a notice that it was my 3-year anniversary since I started this channel. And as with most anniversaries, you oftentimes start looking back and reevaluating how your performance is. That and a few other circumstances that seemed to all happen at once, it made me kind of come to a decision on the channel. Other people might be able to learn from my experience, so I'm putting this together and as an explanation to some of my regular viewers so that they know what's going on with the channel. So I'll be going over a lot of the analytics and things that go behind operating a YouTube channel. Some of the things I've learned and some of the things that I wished I would have known going into it. Because a lot of times you think you know, and then you get down the road a ways and you find out things are totally different. They say you got to change the scenes up a lot, so we're trying to give you a little bit of a different scenery. Today I'm just out here in Arizona. I've kind of broke down and I don't have a lot to do, so we're just outside soaking up the sunshine. You can kind of see in the background, I'm right off of I-10. A lot of traffic going by today. To start off with, there's a lot of reasons why people do channels and do videos and stuff. And mine was just simply because we had the dash cams in the truck and I was getting some clips of people doing dumb things. Thought it was fun to put compilations together. And people kind of told me that I ought to put them out there. There isn't enough of that to really consistently post stuff, so I built up on it and started doing just what I do, day in the life sort of thing of a flatbed truck. The reason I got into it is mainly because of the money side of it, because everybody says, oh yeah, you can make a lot of money on YouTube. That was mistake number one. For these big channels that are making a lot of money, which apparently they can do, for a small channel, one guy just doing everything himself, it's a tall order to do that. But there's a lot of things I learned along the way that did help make things go better and some things that just didn't. We're going to dive into what the channel has done, some of the ways that I did it, and then where we're going to go from here. We started the channel 3 years ago. I've put out, I think I'm up to about 250 or better long form and about 100 shorts that we've done, and a couple of those have done really well and some of the big ones have done really well. And we're standing right at about 17, almost 1,800 subscribers. We started out putting out 2 videos a week, what each trip was like and some of the highlights of it. I'm very limited because of what I have to work with, old dash cams, and now I've got this GoPro that works pretty good. The first year, we had slow, sluggish growth, but we did have growth. And the second year, I had a couple of good videos that hit. I tried a collaboration that didn't really work, and then I had one short that went viral. It was about 140,000 views. I got a lot of subscribers from that, so at about the 2-year mark, I became monetized. I've been monetized for about a year now, and we're 3 years into this. So I've been able to actually look and see how the channel's doing. And so I'll show you some of the charting and some of the information about the channel that YouTube shows you, and you'll get the idea. But at this point, I've got a pretty good track record. We can see what it's done, and it'll be a pretty good indication of the future. So we'll look at that right now, and you can see how it works. This is what my YouTube channel analytic page looks like. I've got it set on the lifetime, so this is a little more than 3 years. As you can see, I've got 1,770 subscribers as of today. I've made $334.38. That's the total that I've made since I became monetized. I got monetized in March of last year, 2024. It's currently the beginning of April 2025. So I've got almost 1,800 subscribers, 15,300 hours of viewing, and I'm just under 500,000 total views, and that's both longs and shorts. As you can see, I've had a couple of really big videos here and there. So like a few days you get like 14,000 views on one day. That's pretty good. You know, a lot of other videos came out along the way. This one had like 11,000, almost 12,000 views. Might be able to see it better since if we did just 1 year. So over the last year since I've been monetized, there's one video that had almost 6,000 views in one day, and so on. But most of the time I'm only getting probably about 400 or 500, depending on if I dropped a video. As you can see, over the last 90 days, I haven't really dropped hardly anything. In fact, all I've really done is a couple of shorts, 3 of them, and they don't pay hardly anything. But trying to keep my channel active, I just dropped those just to keep them going. I did have one pretty good video at the beginning of the year, and I thought maybe that was going to start a trend, but it just didn't. As you can see, it just hasn't gone. Now we can look and see the money that I've made. So this in 3 months I've made 50 bucks, and it was all right up to that point. But you know, you're only making like $6 on a good day, and mostly I'm only making about 50 cents, maybe $1 or $2, depending on if I dropped a video or not. So in looking at it realistically, after having a track record, this is not making a lot of money. So we got here to the 3-year mark, and as you can see, it's not the most lucrative thing, and I kind of wanted it to turn into a second source of income, and maybe even a primary source of income is what the goal was. And as you can see, it's just not happening. The niche that I'm in, it's very limited. There are a few channels that I've seen that are out there that have gotten a couple 100,000 subscribers, and they get a lot of views. I don't know how much they're making, but obviously it's worth it to them. I thought that my videos would actually get more attention. They're just not hitting the algorithm enough. You know, I'm just going to look at it as realistically as I can. Since it's not happening, we're going to be stepping back. For those that watch this because it's trucking related, know that if you're working full-time in the trucking industry, you're doing a 50 to 70 hour week minimum. You tack on a YouTube channel, that's another 15 hours a week, 20 hours a week, depending on all the editing you have to do, all the filming and stuff that you're doing. And it takes a lot of time. So the amount of time that I was putting into this ended up, it's just not worth $300 a year. So that's reason number one. Reason number two, I went in for my DOT physical about the same time all of this is going on, and my blood pressure has surprisingly gone way high. What I attribute it to is all the stress and everything that goes along with working full-time, family life, and trying to run a YouTube channel and everything else that goes on. A lot of times you don't think this is really that bad. It's a hobby, it's fun, and well, after a while it will add in there, and it does put a lot of stress on. A side note, not a sponsor, but Super Beets, it's great for lowering your blood pressure. My wife found out that that was recommended, and I've been taking some supplements that have red beet juice or whatever it is in it. After 2 weeks of not doing the channel and taking the supplement, it worked really good. My blood pressure's normal now, so that's reason number two. And reason number three, I was doing it for the money. and the money just wasn't there. So it takes a lot of time, puts a lot of stress on you. It may not get the money that you're looking for. So those are the three things that I came up with, had to make a decision from. And the decision is that we're stepping away. I'm not closing the channel down. I'm not, totally walking away from it, but I am stepping back. And if you're watching this because you're trying to build up a YouTube channel and you're interested in what to expect, some advice that I would give you is keep your expectations real. You may have a better content subject and it may do well, but some things that you should expect is that it's going to be a process. Don't expect it to hit all at once. Women seem to do better just because people would rather watch women than men. It's a fact of life. You just got to accept that. Man or woman, you can do a serious channel and it'll be successful if you do the things that make them successful. Learn how to edit better. Some of the coaching channels that I've watched, vidIQ has one, Channel Makers was another good one. Nate Black and Robert Benjamin were probably the two most helpful ones because they give you actual information that is very helpful. It tells you how to edit. It tells you some things, how to develop your stuff. So they're very good. So learn what you can, make a better video, and eventually you might get a popular channel. But be ready for it being a slow process and it doesn't grow like you expected. So if you're watching this because you're a regular viewer, I will be posting a lot less. I'm going to change it slightly. There'll still be some trips, the ones that are actually interesting, not just the same one over and over. I'll be doing ones that seem to have interesting things on them. Secondly, some of the viewer questions that I've had, I'm going to finally answer them. There's been several. I've got enough ideas that I can make videos out of, and if I take longer, hopefully I'll make a better video out of them. So if you're a regular viewer of the channel, there will still be stuff coming out. It's just not going to be as much as it is. And it's not going to be for the money. It's going to be informative to you as the viewer about the industry or things that I find interesting about being on the road or what I'm doing around home. We're still working on the cab over restoration that we started. We do have some stuff coming up on that. Jared's the one that's doing that, and he's just as busy as I am, so that's why that project hasn't been moving very quickly. But with summer coming on, he's probably going to do more with that, and we've got a rear end set up for it, and so we're going to be doing some stuff on that. We're going to wrap this video up, but I also wanted to take this opportunity to thank a lot of my viewers that have commented a lot. There's nothing that makes somebody who does this feel a whole lot better is when you get some people that acknowledge your efforts and your existence. It may sound funny, but it's true, and that's probably true with any channel. Getting the recognition from people watching, that always makes you feel good. And you even get a few haters here and there. I've actually had a couple, and that's okay too, because at least you're being seen. Anyway, so I'd like to give a shout out to a few people. Miles D, he's been there for quite a while. Andrew Norris, I don't know if he's still out there, but he was there at the first year and a half. He was there quite a bit, and I appreciated his input. Terry Perot down here, I guess he's by Florence, Arizona, and he's been in the background for quite a while, and I appreciate him. Another one that's been pretty vocal, My Expressways, I guess he's up by Twin Falls, Idaho, or Jerome. Appreciate your comments. You get what we're doing out here. I guess you've been on the road quite a bit over your life, and that's been been fun to hear your comments. Mr. Pepsi 24 is another one that's been there for quite a while. Rod Allen, Carol Reedner. Some of these names, sorry if I destroy them, but you're from down by Tucson, where we go all the time, so appreciate your comments. It's always hey from Tucson at the end. I like that. And Scotty Collins, he has got the record for the most posts. He would do 3 or 4 per video. I guess he's out of Texas. But yeah, he seemed to be my biggest fan for a while. He's kind of quieted down, but that's okay. I appreciate your comments. Anyway, there's a whole bunch more of you out there that I don't want to make this into long boring of just names, but I appreciate all the support and the viewing that's been going on in the comments. So YouTube's been an interesting trail to ride, but we're not giving up on it. We're just gonna try to make it more interesting and not worry about the money side of things. If it happens, it happens. If not, we're just gonna have fun with it from now on. And I think that's what I needed to learn all along. We'll wrap this one up. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.